This is Blood in the Water by Starving Seagull Studios. These are the main points that we have taken into consideration from the project brief when designing our game. These are the accessibility features we have considered from the beginning of this project. Our core feature of this game is making this game accessible to those with one hand as well as gamers who have motor function difficulties. To do this, we have opted to go with a point-and-click game, as this input method makes this game widely more accessible as only one hand is needed throughout the entirety of the game. Part of the reasoning behind making this game point and click is that keyboards designed for disabled peoples are normally far too expensive for some. As seen in the bottom right image on screen, this keyboard will cost a gamer roughly £165 just to play games as others do. Making games more accessible allows those who cannot afford this the ability to play what others cannot play. We also looked at color blindness and how many games have filters for those who require different colors for the game. To ensure that this would not be retroactively applied, we have decided to go with a monochrome art style to create an equal playing field for all colorblind gamers. One of our artists created this page to show the thought process behind the decision to make this game monochrome. This is just an example of some of the color palettes we have been reviewing for our game. We have decided to go with a film noir style murder mystery game set in the 1940s and 50s. We have also decided to add some supernatural aspects throughout this game. The entirety of the game will take place in an underwater mansion, similar to the Bioshock games. The player will take on the role of a detective invited to attend a dinner party in the underwater mansion. However, during the first night, a young woman is killed in cold blood. Everyone staying that night are now suspects until proven otherwise. This story will be told through a flashback. This is a point-and-click adventure where the player must investigate a series of clues to unearth the truth behind the event that had taken place. Find clues, solve puzzles, interrogate witnesses, and explore the mansion to find the killer, but be aware of red herrings spread throughout the map to throw the player off the killer's scent. This game will start at the end, when the detective is explaining how he found the killer's identity. This opening will be in a comic book style that was popularized during this time period before allowing the player to take control. Due to not having an audio designer, we will be sourcing royalty-free audio from the internet. We will be adding a different ambiance to every room in the demo. Each room's ambiance will correlate with the style of the room and the character. During dialogue, there will be a typewriter noise playing as the words appear in the dialogue box. There will also be sound cues for when the player finds clues and solves puzzles. Blood in the Water will be a 2D style scroller with a monochrome color palette. Our programmers will be using C++ to create this game. We'll be making use of Krita, Photoshop, Procreate, Unreal Engine 5, Perforce Helix Core for source control, and Visual Studio. We have begun discussions about how many rooms will feature in our demo. So far we have decided on the following: a grand entrance, dining room, living room, and 3 guest rooms. Here you can see that the mouse cursor hovers over an inspectable object. It will transform into a magnifying glass to make the player aware of what can be interacted with. Here are some early character concepts that one of our artists drew up for us. Here is a mood board to show some rooms we have been considering implementing into our game. Another mood board to show the references our artists have been looking at for the interior and exterior of the mansion. This mood board shows the Art Deco style of the mansion as well as some supernatural elements we have considered. This mood board is of some reference material our artists have gathered for character design. Is there a market? We have researched some murder mystery and noir style media during ideation to see if it's something that sells. With some famous games and films such as The Wolf Among Us, LA Noire, Pentiment, Tangled Tower, Heavy Rain, Knives Out, and The Big Sleep, we've determined that this genre has been very popular for some time now and shows no signs of decreasing in popularity, with The Wolf Among Us 2 and Glass Onion being sequels to some of these games and films. This game is for people who require accessibility features to play games. Casual gamers, due to the slow pace of the game, ages 16 and up, and of course lovers of the whodunit genre as well as a film noir movie. Here you can see the dates of when each deliverable is due. If permitted to continue with this project, we have discussed some things that we would like to add to both the game and the team. Things such as more rooms to explore, more difficult puzzles, harder to find clues, hire an audio designer, hire a designated UX/UI designer, potentially port to other platforms, game testers with accessibility needs, multiple endings, and voice acting. This is the team working on this project. Thank you for listening. If there are any questions or advice, then please contact our team coordinator or our producer. Thank you.